Attention! The following program contains explicit language, addiction, and grief. Listener discretion is advised. Now, please enjoy your independent media session.
Is anyone parked in my spot? Perfect. Do I need to pick anything up? Ice? Oddly enough, I don't think they sell figgy pudding at the gas station. Love you too. What are you still doing here? It's almost midnight.
Couldn't sleep, and my place doesn't have a computer.
That's medieval. Are you working?
Yeah, I was. But then I started looking at old photos and got distracted.
Of what?
My daughter. You want to see?
Sure.
Captain Science, I'd like you to meet Esther.
She's adorable. I love the little elf costume.
Her mom really loved Christmas, so she dressed her up in all the disgustingly cute festive kids' clothes. Once she started going to preschool, we'd pick a day where her mom and I would stay home from work to decorate the house. Then we'd pick her up and take her to dinner and whatever kids' Christmas movie was out at the time. I had the lights on a timer, so when we'd pull up to the driveway that night, she'd see the house explode with all of these colors. I never was really into the holidays, but seeing the looks on their faces always made it worth it.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I never knew you had a family.
Evans didn't tell you?
Nope. I guess it's not something he thought we should know.
I guess it doesn't make much of a difference.
Who's that?
That's my sister, Chris.
Where's your wife?
This was after she passed.
Jesus. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. She had a rare form of bone cancer. It runs in her family. She suffered for a long time, but you'd never have known it. This is the time I fell off the roof.
How?
Every Christmas Eve, Esther's mom would tuck her in after we read the night before Christmas. Esther never liked going to bed, so her mom would tell her she had to be asleep by the time Santa got there, or she wouldn't get any presents. So I'd be on the roof with sleigh bells to really sell it. And that particular year, I slipped on a roofing tile and fell off the house.
That's terrifying. You're lucky you didn't die.
That was one story. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't want to ruin the illusion, though. So I told Esther that I got beat up by a gang of traveling snowmen.
You sound like a really great dad.
You probably have things you'd rather be doing. I don't want to keep you.
No, it's not a big deal.
Are you sure? If I were you, I'd be racing home to spend time with the family.
Just my roommate. She's hosting a party at our house. My mom passed away a little over a year ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's tough to lose anyone, especially a parent.
They say it gets easier, but yeah, I don't know about that.
It takes a long time to recover from losing someone you loved. I don't know you very well, but speaking as a parent, I'm sure your mom would be proud of you.
How do you figure?
Because you are the Captain Science? You're smart and funny and helping to change the course of human history. I bet you if she could get that on a bumper sticker, she would.
I think you're right. What do you want for Christmas, Frank?
A stiff drink would be great. But really, I'd give anything to climb up on the roof of my sister's house and jangle around a bunch of sleigh bells.
Let's do it.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, if you promise not to fall off the roof.
You know I can't leave. They put this chip in my arm to make sure I stay on the property.
Oh, right. Hold up your arm. Now, according to this, you're currently walking back to your room and won't leave until morning. Where do you live? I can't believe you didn't get caught.
My sister sleeps like a log, and we never move the Christmas decorations. It was perfect. Did you see any lights come on?
Silent night. Pun totally intended.
Thank you so much for this, Diana. You don't know how much this meant to me.
Call me Di. And I think I have a pretty good idea. You hungry? Frank's a good guy. And really, that was his only mistake in life. We sat together on the trunk of my car eating 3 a.m. burritos while he told me his story. He fell in love with a girl in college, and they had a baby together. They never had a wedding, it was never in the cards financially. But they had a modest little life together. Frank moved from job to job until finally settling into sales. He's not really the type, but he's friendly and trusting, and he relied on that to feed his family. When Esther was 6, her mom got sick. He'd never say her name. He just referred to her as Esther's mom, she or her. It was like he kept himself stitched together all these years to be strong for Esther. And the mere mention of her mom could rip that seam right out and he'd fall to pieces. Frank played single dad for a few years until Esther got sick with the same type of cancer that her mom died from. He poured all his time into work so he could throw money at the medical bills, but it became too much. He had to move in with his sister, who helped with Esther when Frank couldn't be there. I thought it was incredible, the kind of parenting you only see in movies or hear about in commencement speeches. But as he told me all this, all I heard was shame in his voice. He couldn't spend enough time with his daughter because he was doing everything he could to keep her alive. That's how Evans got him. Frank had ran out of options, and Evans offered a way out. In exchange for his work as a test subject, his daughter would be admitted to an experimental mandragora facility that specializes in rare forms of cancer. The narrative was that he got a new job working on a pipeline in Alaska. He would be gone for a long time, but he'd make enough money to pay for her treatment. He didn't want to leave his daughter. He didn't want her to be alone while she went through all that. But what else was there? He'd do anything for his little girl to get better. He told me all this before he finished his chili relleno burrito. I was too fascinated to eat. Here was a man that worked selflessly to provide a better life for his family, and the world kept kicking him while he was down. But he got up, without complaint. Mom would have loved him. He reminded me so much of her, and as I watched him smile and laugh about the sleigh bells, it was like she was right there with me again. I took him back to the facility. He thanked me as he got out of the car. Just as he was about to close the door, he asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I told him I had already gotten it. When I got home, I sat on my bed. I felt something weird in my chest, like someone had hit it with a chisel and gallons of relief just poured out. I had helped someone, like my mother used to. Not through results, but through kindness. I had the best night of sleep of my life. The kind of sleep that feels like a reward you've earned. The kind that makes you feel like all your broken parts are glued back together.
I'd like to congratulate you both on all your hard work. Thanks to your efforts, the test will begin tomorrow at 0800. For the next 9 months, we'll be working in shifts to monitor Frank's progress. The system's AI will do its best, but we need to be ready to make alterations to the simulation at any moment. Frank must maintain the directive at all costs. I'll be around for another few hours if you have any questions.
What do you think? Is he ready?
He's acclimated to all the tests we've done, and I did a small test run of the behavioral profile over the weekend, and his brain took to it instantly. Only problem is he has to be eased out of the sim, otherwise his brain will get the equivalent of the bends.
How bad is it?
Well, right now it looks like he'll just be really disoriented for a few hours, but who knows what could happen when he's been under for 9 months.
Jesus, we should get more time for this. This isn't ethical.
Yeah, I agree, but we're rapidly getting into a period where we're going to have to choose between ethics and preservation.
I'd rather not have to choose at all. I'm gonna step out. Do you want anything?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm just going to run a few more tests and then I'm probably going to take off.
I'll see you tomorrow. Hey,
Hey, Captain Science.
how are you feeling?
Feels like the first day of school. Kind of nervous, kind of excited.
It'll be okay. I'll be looking after you. Nothing bad will happen. You've been doing great in all your test runs.
You know, I can't really remember them. I'll get bits and pieces when I come out of it, but if I don't really focus on it, I lose it.
Does that scare you?
Sometimes. I feel like a different person. And not in a liberating way, but like I'm being sausaged into someone else's life.
It's a simulation, Frank. That's the point.
You asked how I felt.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It just feels like something's taken from me, and I can't place what it is. Then when I get it back, I can't for the life of me tell why I missed it. Sorry. This isn't encouraging. I'm good. I'm ready.
Can I get you anything? Maybe I could swing by your sister's house. Leave something for your daughter.
No, that's okay. Dr. Evans pulled me aside after our Christmas excursion and gave me this vague speech. Almost like he knew, but he didn't want to say anything. I don't want to mess anything up at this point, especially since she started her treatment.
She did?
That's what Evans said. He seemed sincere, which is rare for him, I've noticed.
It always comes when you're about to officially decide he's a monster. The worst part is, I can never tell if it's manipulation or just how he is. Fierce exterior with moments of softness.
Look, I know you won't be able to tell me, but can you please make sure that Esther's being taken care of? As long as it doesn't get you into any trouble.
I promise.
Thanks, Di. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Don't mention it.
Good evening, Elvira.
You're up late.
Just about to go to bed. I'm finishing up a few things before tomorrow. The health inspector is coming to clear everything. Then we can officially start taking orders.
What are you doing now?
Finishing filing unofficial orders. I'm amazed I've got this far without permits, but sadly the time has come to get all legal and boring. I'm really glad you're liking the coffee. You've been sucking it down.
It gives me a great boost, especially for these night shifts. Maybe I'll stop buying energy drinks soon. Did you hire that guy?
Grady or Braden?
Pig tattoo?
Oh, Ansel. Yes.
That's exciting. Hopefully he doesn't catch on that you don't know what you're doing.
Oh no, it's on my email signature. Cara Mays, CEO of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing Incorporated.
Thanks for the coffee. I'll see you sometime tomorrow, I'm sure.
We're never awake at the same time, so I just watch you while you sleep now.
That's why I've started putting on makeup before I go to bed.
I've noticed. The effort is appreciated.
Good evening.
Hello.
Where's he at?
Just rounded the 5-year mark. He's 100% synchronized with the directive.
Perfect. Dr. Evans, how is his daughter doing?
What?
Frank's daughter, Esther. He said you admitted her to one of our facilities.
Oh, right, yeah. She was admitted and cured within the first month of Frank being with us.
Did you tell him?
Of course not.
What? Why?
It gave him a reason to finish the training. It's amazing how strong the primal sense to provide is for some people.
But he'll get to see her when he comes out, right?
The future of Frank Diaz is above your security clearance. You should be more concerned with what will happen to you.
What?
You've displayed an attachment to the subject. An attachment that is very concerning. I've forgone notifying my superiors because this could jeopardize the project, but this needs to stop.
I don't...
No, this is not a conversation. I've dedicated my life to this, made sacrifices you cannot begin to fathom. If you fuck this up, I will find the deepest, darkest, most disgusting hole to throw you in and leave you there to rot. What you don't seem to understand is that I am fully capable of doing that. And as far as Mandragora is concerned, you are property, which means it can dispose of you without any regard to the laws of any country. Are you understanding me?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, Dr. Evans.
I've liked you until now, Diana. You get your work done no matter what. Well, that will no longer protect you.
Fucker.
Directive is written by David Magadan, featuring Gala Locke, Kevin O'Keefe, Ruth Mestel, Ray Stafford, and David Magadan. Music composed by Matt Farthing. Please follow us on Twitter at DirectivePod. Transcripts are available in the show notes. Thank you, and remember, the directive is not adoptive.